is the 9:15 for Glasgow, calling at Rugby, Camden, Carlisle,
First sitting for tea. Tea now being served in the dining car. First sitting for tea. Tea now being served in the dining car. Tea now being served. First sitting for tea. Tea now being served in the dining car.
Iced them, kid.
What do you say, Eddie?
Hello, MacGill. How are you?
Looking pretty good.
Ah, and I'm feeling fine, too. Well, look, got something to tell you, but we can't talk here. Let's go to the office.
Oh, it's that important, huh?
Could be.
Well, it better be, Eddie, because I came all the way from London to talk to you about it.
Well, that's it.
That's what, Eddie? What is it? That's not even a very good photograph.
Yeah, well, it didn't make any impression on me the first time I saw it, too. But I have been looking at that picture for 3 years. Now, when I took over this joint here, I was going to get rid of a lot of the junk, old pictures and all, including that photograph there. Unfortunately, MacGill, I didn't. Does that make any impression on you?
Keith Earl.
Yeah. The fellow that let out of jail yesterday. Now then. Have a look at this guy here.
So you think that's Earl?
We might need an enlargement to make sure, but for my money, MacGill, that's Earl.
Okay, Eddie, so that's Earl. So what?
Well, look. That picture there was taken a couple of days before the robbery. Now, you remember the 4 guys that got away with $500,000 of gold bullion? Yeah. The police got one of them, right? Earl. Now then, there are 3 other guys in that photo there. This is the old boy I bought the place off here. He's dead.
Eddie, that was 5 years ago. Now, anything could happen to that money between now and then. They could have spent it all by now. Could be in Switzerland, Mexico, anywhere.
Oh, yeah? Have you read that, then?
No.
Copper was following Earl on a train yesterday. The copper met with a small accident. Earl scarpered.
Bullion robbery.
MacGill, he knows where the gold is.
Okay. So you think Earl and his 3 buddies here pulled that job?
Sure do.
Then why are you telling me, Eddie? You have the photograph. Now, why didn't you go get it yourself?
A few years ago. I'm a family man now. Got a little business to look after. Can't afford to go sticking my neck out.
But it's okay if I go stick my neck out, though, right? And you're going to collect the money.
That's right. Mr. MacGill, I've earned my half.
Photographer's name's on the back of this thing. I guess I could look him up. Maybe have him do a little work.
Fair enough.
Okay, Eddie, but we're going to do it my way.
Meaning what?
Meaning I'm going to go by the bullion company.
Look, if you go near the bullion company, you'll have half the coppers in the country breathing down your neck. Look, MacGill, there's a $500,000 stashed away somewhere. We'd split it 2 ways.
Eddie, too many things can go wrong. Now, let's just keep it straight. Listen, 10% of £500,000 is pretty good money.
You never used to worry like that in the old days, MacGill. You're getting old.
Well, aren't we all?
If you are in possession of any evidence as to the whereabouts of the bullion, Mr. MacGill, it's your clear duty to inform the police.
I don't want to get involved with the police. That's why I came to you.
As I said, if you have any material evidence...
I don't have any material evidence. I just have a hot tip. Let's just call it that.
After 5 years.
After 5 years.
What I've said applies equally to this informant of yours.
Look, if the police are involved, you'll never see him.
Not moving in those circles. All I have is your unsupported assertion.
Forget it.
Oh, just a moment. What precisely are you asking for?
Expenses. Written authority to act for you. And that 10% reward.
All right, Doreen. Now, come on. Remember, like we had it before. I want to get a nice little look at your left shoulder. No. No. Get your head round and wet your lips. That's better. Now, smile. And that's... Now, what about your shoulder? That's better. Oh, Mr. MacGill. You're in luck. Now, follow that negative.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's quite a change from photographs of the local garage, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Just a change from one chassis to another.
Listen, where's the enlargement?
Well, I've been a bit busy. Get your poise tomorrow.
No, man, don't. Not tomorrow. Today. Get it now, in fact.
Business must be improving down at the garage. All right, now you can relax, Doreen.
Make it big while you're at it.
Pay for the sitting room wall if you like.
And this 30 years of service just doesn't matter. It's my friends that I'm interested in.
Doreen, now that's nice. Now smile and lick your lips again. Lovely. Oh, did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, thank you very much.
By the way, anytime you're short of a few bob, we could use a male model.
I think she'd sell more.
Douglas, I've got to get back to the shop in half an hour.
So, you're satisfied now that that's Earl?
Camera doesn't lie very often.
Good boy. We're in business.
Yeah. Now, this station's on the way to that racetrack, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these fellas with the racing car could have come by there pretty often to get some gas.
Sure.
Well, you suppose that girl might recognize him? Is she still around?
Little girl. She was here when I took over this joint here. I've got her address over there in the desk somewhere.
Well, that's good. Now, what about the others?
Well, I don't know these two here, but that is Jerry Norman.
Jimmy Norman.
Yeah, the recent driver. Met with a bad accident last year. He'll never drive again.
Yeah, I remember him. Well, he shouldn't be too hard to trace.
Can I help you?
Are you Miss Howells?
That's right.
Well, I'd like to talk to you for a second, if it's okay.
If you're trying to sell me anything, I'm not interested.
Well, I wouldn't want to try to sell you anything you weren't interested in, ma'am. I just think you could help me.
I can't imagine how. Come on in. Well?
Well, you used to work for that service station on the road to the racetrack, didn't you?
Yes.
I was wondering if you might recognize any of these people. They probably came by there pretty often.
Well, that's me. It's not much of a picture, is it?
What about the others? Think you remember them?
I don't think they were regulars. Nope. No, I don't recognize any of them.
Well, what about the car?
On the main road to the track. There were dozens of them every weekend. Anyway, I left that garage years ago. Why do you want to know?
Well, I'm working for an insurance company, and we think one of these guys witnessed an accident.
Which one?
Well, since you don't remember any of them, I don't think it makes any difference, does it?
And that's all?
Yeah, that's about it.
But would you like a cup of coffee before you go? I was just making some.
Yeah, that'd be very nice.
You know, I guessed you were some kind of investigator.
Really? How's that?
You have that distrustful look about you. As though everyone around you had a guilty secret.
Well, I'll be darned. I'll have to watch that.
You didn't believe a word I was saying just now, did you?
Sure I did. It's just I was just thinking about you. It's quite a jump from working in a service station to running a place like this.
Oh. Well, there's no mystery about it. I was one of those awful little girls that learns to ride before they can walk, you know. Daddy buys them a pony and they're hooked for life. Daddy wanted the world to know that we were a country family. So I had the pony, the full riding gear, and the accent to go with it, something Daddy never had.
Well, how did you feel about Daddy?
Oh, I loved him. We all did. Until he left us, just walked out. Another woman, I suppose. Anyway, my mother got a small flat in Bournemouth, and I went to London to look for work.
In the service station?
No, that was later, after I realized that London had been a mistake. I was terribly homesick for the country, so I came back. I saved every penny at that garage. I borrowed left and right, from my mother mostly. And I bought these stables here.
Well, looks like you're doing okay now.
Well, it's taken some time. I still owe my mother money, but yes, it's working out.
Do you run this place all by yourself?
I can't afford to employ anyone. It's hard work, but I go down to Bournemouth every weekend. Keeps me alive.
Well, listen, I'm gonna have to take off here soon, and I just want to thank you for the coffee. Thank you for talking to me. It's very nice.
Well, it's very nice for me to have someone to talk to. If you're round this way again, you know, do drop in.
I promise you I'll do that.
What's your name?
Not a sound, love. Not a sound. Now, where's Jerry? He in the living room? Not to worry. I'll find him. A lovely woman. Lovely. Boo.
Well,
I'd hoped that'd be in time for tea.
I didn't hear you come in. Where's Hazel?
She's in the kitchen looking for something in the cupboard. We introduced ourselves.
I thought you'd be here sooner or later. Have you seen the others?
Oh, you're the first.
I put this aside for you.
How much is it?
300.
300.
Well, I'd been doing quite well until the crash. It's the least I thought I could do is seeing that you took the rap.
I want my share. I don't want 300. I want my share. I did 5 years bird, and I want my share.
Now, look,
Shut up! 4 of us did that job. 4 of us. And I got caught. Now, I thought, my money will be waiting for me. They won't roll me out. Just so long as they keep the police from it.
Oh, well, I didn't row you out.
Shut up. And then I thought, but if they do cut me out, I won't shop them. I'll take care of them myself. One by one by one.
Earl, I can't give you your share. I didn't get mine. It was a washout, didn't you know? Fulton and I had to write the whole thing off.
You don't say.
George took the money. And when we tried to get our share, he just threatened us. All right, I know I agreed to find the cars. I agreed even to drive one of them. I was even willing to risk the police, but Fulton and I aren't professionals.
You don't expect me to believe that you and Fulton got rid of your share just to keep yourselves clean?
You can ask Fulton.
You've had 5 years to make up that story. I want my share.
Now, be reasonable, El. George has got the money. If you want it, you'll have to find him. And for heaven's sake, put that gun away.
I'll put it away in a minute.
Hazel!
I didn't think. After all this time, I didn't think. I didn't think. He told me he'd been in trouble. We thought it was all over.
Miss Norman, you think you'd recognize the man that tied you up? Is that him?
Hmm? Yes. Yes, that's him.
Do you recognize any of the others?
That's Jerry. And the car he crashed. Where did you get this?
Well, it doesn't matter, man. Do you recognize anyone else?
Just one, that Roger Fulton. Who are you? Why did you come here? Are you a policeman?
No, ma'am, my name's MacGill. But you call the police and you tell them I was here. They know me. Are you gonna be okay?
I'm fine. Why don't you stay until the police come?
I can't, ma'am. If I don't get moving, they may have another couple of murders on their hands.
So, Norman bought it, Virgil.
Yep. I got there a couple hours too late. What's this?
Tea.
Come on, Eddie.
Now, what about the little girl, Joy? She seemed a nice kid.
Yeah, she was very nice. She's running a stables now. She didn't remember anyone, she said. She was okay when I saw her last.
This guy Earl, fast worker.
Yeah, well, how fast you been working, Eddie? Have you done any homework?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Well...
That's George Hastings. Spent more time inside than out.
Is he inside now?
Oh, well, the boys, they said they haven't seen him for a long time. Not for 5 years since the robbery.
Well, at least old George is smart.
Now then, it seems that this George Hastings fellow was seen in the company of a fellow by the name of Fulton.
Fulton? Roger Fulton?
Yeah, how'd you know that?
Mrs. Norman mentioned him. Is he inside?
Fulton. He's straight.
Well, he'd be safer if he were inside. You know where I might find him?
Yeah. I do.
What? You old crow.
Mrs. Norman, I hate asking you questions at a time like this, but how long ago did MacGill leave?
Just before I telephoned you.
And did he say that he was going to see this, Fulton?
He didn't say much at all. That was the impression I got.
Do you want me to put out a call, sir? Have him pulled in? We'll be well within our rights. Withholding material information. There'll be few enough leads after 5 years. No, just keep him in our sight, see which way he jumps. Meanwhile, let's try and get hold of Fulton.
I've been following MacGill, sir. He's still inside there.
Right. Grab another man, cover the back. I'll stay here.
Well, what do you say, Fulton? It's up to you. Either you talk to me or I talk to the police. Or you're going to have to talk to Earl.
Who are you, anyway?
Well, let's just say I'm an interested party.
Well, look, you know so much already, you may as well hear the rest. Sure, I'd tip them off. I gave them the keys of the bullion room. I covered up for them. I must have been off my head, but the thought of getting a fortune for a few nights' work,
Did you get the fortune?
Nobody at the office suspected me. There was no reason why they should. But I had to leave. I couldn't bear it. I gave up a steady job, a pension, my self-respect for this. You don't think I've enjoyed it, do you?
Where's that money?
I tell you, I don't know!
No. You try telling that to Earl, buddy. He's your friend. Did you listen to the radio tonight?
No.
Well, Norman was murdered. Wonder who did that. Where to, Fulton?
What are you running for, Fulton? A moment of sudden panic, was that it? Well, I can understand that. All I want is my money. Is it there, in that bag?
No. No, there's no money in here. I tell you, George took it. George took the lot.
I've heard it, Fulton. I'm going to give you 5 seconds.
You're not the only one to have suffered, Earl. Before all this happened, I was in line for a good position for the rest of my life.
Fulton. Your 5 seconds are up. I can hardly bear to look. But I will.
You, MacGill?
That's right.
Then I think you'd better come with me. In my book, MacGill, you're tied in with 2 murders.
Listen, Norman was dead when I got there. I'm the guy that told Mrs. Norman to call the police, too, remember?
Why are you so interested in this bullion?
Oh, for the 10% reward.
I'm not satisfied.
Well, I think that might satisfy you. It's from the bullion company, and it's not a phony.
You could have shown me that half an hour ago.
But we couldn't have had that sterling conversation.
It still doesn't permit you to withhold information from us. Any more trouble from you, and I'm sending you down. Right, you can go.
Oh, bless you. You don't mind if I take my gun, do you, fellas?
Douglas? Hey, Douglas.
Oh, hang on a minute, can't you?
Now give, Doreen, give. Mouth open, little smile. You know how. Good. Fine, fine, fine.
Listen, I have a little artistic work for you to do in here.
All right, Doreen.
You're gonna catch cold with all those clothes on.
What do you want now?
Well, I want you to blow this emblem up on his blazer about as big as you can.
If you'd warned me, I'd have raised the ceiling. Emblem? What emblem?
Mr. Soames.
Yes?
You're the club secretary, aren't you?
I am the secretary, and my office opens at 10.
Yes, they told me I'd find you here. My name's MacGill. I think you might be able to help me.
You're not a member, are you?
No, sir, I'm not.
If you want to join, you'll find an application form at the office. Just fill it in with the usual social references, of course.
Thank you, sir, but I don't want to join your club. I just want to ask you about a member.
Oh. Oh, yes, that's George Hastings. He used to belong, but since he hasn't paid his subscription for some years...
Well, do you happen to know his address?
Really, I can't give you information like that.
Oh, really? Well, I'm carrying out an investigation for a finance company.
I see. Yes, well, I'm not surprised. Not one of our more popular members. Bit of a show-off, actually. He lives in that new luxury block down the road. Now, if you will excuse me, please.
Yes, sir.
2 years ago it was. Excuse me. Yes, 2 years ago Mr. Hastings left. He's living abroad now, as far as I know.
Listen, you think you might recognize any of these people?
No. Hang on. The girl at the pump, I've seen her before. She used to come here with Mr. Hastings.
Are you sure?
Yeah, fought like wildcats. She was his girlfriend.
Listen, thank you very much. Very nice.
Oh, hope you find her. You do yourself a bit of good there.
Anybody here?
I'll see you on Tuesday for a jumping lesson. Mary, take care of the horses, will you? Turn them into the paddock.
All right, MacGill. So you found George Hastings? Well, now you can cover him up again.
Well, looks like George got the money, you got old George, and he just went down the drain, didn't he? Come on. Okay. Now, you through messing around? Lady killer? You just stay right where you are. Well, Daddy wouldn't know you now, would he?
It's been a long time, Joy.
I have nothing to say to you. I don't know why you've come here.
Come to ask you about George and the money.
George walked out of here 2 years ago, and I haven't seen him since.
And the money?
I never saw the money.
Yeah, you look like a girl who's hard up. Do you mind, love? What's this rubbish?
That's money I have to give to my mother to pay off the mortgage on the stable.
Where's your mother live?
My mother lives in Bournemouth.
You need a passport to get to Bournemouth?
I always carry my passport.
In case you might have to leave the country, in case you might have to go to Switzerland to meet George. Is that where he's got the money? In a bank there?
If you believe that, why didn't I meet him there years ago?
I'll ask the questions. Love. I've had to kill Norman. And I've had to kill Fulton. But there are other ways of making a young lady talk. You better get out of there, love, or a horse will kick you to death. Come on. Come out nice and slow. Put your hands up. And don't stop shooting. Or did George send you? Is that it? Come out here, love. I've already killed 2 people, and I'm not superstitious about 3. Come on. You've made me angry, love. Now I'm going to bring little Joy over to your stable door. You're going to see her face, and then I'm going to blow her head off.
Well, I didn't expect to see you here.
I wouldn't have got very far, you knowing what you do.
You could have taken it out of the country 10,000 at a time.
10,000 pounds would fill a suitcase. Can you see me trying to get that through customs?
Well, little George could have helped you.
George. He had no imagination. All he wanted was to be the big shot at the local golf club. Drinks all round at the bar.
So George became a drag, huh?
That's right. He was getting between me and what I wanted.
So right down the drain goes old George. Listen, how have you been spending all that money anyway?
I go away every weekend. Not to Bournemouth. I take a plane every Friday night. And I have dinner in Rome, Istanbul. I'm exactly the sort of person I've always wanted to be.
Well, you better not make any plans for this weekend, honey. Because you're going on a shorter trip, but a longer stay. You're all booked up.
MacGill. Wait a minute. I like you. Really. You're different.
Yeah, I'm not down the drain yet.
What are you going to get out of this? The reward's only 10%. Now, if you're the sort of man I think you are, I'll make a deal with you. All you have to do is get us out of the country. And you have all the money and me.
Honey, it'd be too many headaches for me. Besides, I wouldn't want to wake up one morning dead down the drain. So I'm just going to call the police now and keep it legal. Now, why don't you tell me where the money is?
All right. It's, out there. Somewhere.
Why don't you go get some professional diggers? That lot couldn't find the Tower of London.
If we do find the bullion, MacGill, you realize you'll only get 10% of what's recovered. We don't know how much George got rid of before she got rid of him.
Well, that could still run up to a few thousand, couldn't it?
Yes.
Well, where's your shovel, son? We'll wait.